Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another commentary video. It's been a while since I've done something like this. Kind of want to just sit down and chit chat with you guys, talk about how we reached 2K subs, and maybe some other more information that could be helpful to some of you out there who are interested in live streaming or making content on YouTube. Give you some context and my experience personally with the whole thing. So, gameplay in the background right now is going to be BattleBit Remastered. Guys, I think this might be one of the best multiplayer games that have come out in a long time. I think it's pretty embarrassing for Battlefield that a very small team like this can make a game so fun. So enjoy the gameplay in the background. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun while we sit down and chit chat about where we're at right now on the channel and where we decide to go in the future. So let's start off by saying I want to give a special thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this point. I appreciate you guys being here. We actually started 1 year ago at around like 124, I believe. And those are like leftover subs from when I first started making content. I actually had my channel back in 2000 and I believe it was 15 is when I made the channel. I actually made it to do Metal Gear content. I was actually very passionate about that game. Kind of fell off and I had to get off for personal reasons that maybe I'll get into in the future. But for now, we went from that to about what is now 2001 subscribers. Started web streaming Fall Guys last year around July. That was my first ever live stream I've taken seriously, and that's where I got my first viewer, Woody Bomb. OG, shout out to you. Thanks for motivating me to do this. Just having that one viewer was enough for me to continue, and I did it more consistently. I did it like every day, I think, when I started. Later on down the line, I made my own schedule. We got mods. It's been going pretty good. Face revealed around January to celebrate 1,000 subs and our monetization. Launched our membership program, and it's just been great since. I want to take a moment to actually recognize a lot of you who have supported, both by just watching, liking, subscribing, and supporting through your super chats, memberships, etc. I'm going to show you guys right now how much impact that makes for us creators, especially us small ones, that I don't think maybe has been illustrated enough. So let's take a moment and let me explain. So this is just to give you guys some context on what it is that you'll get when you start YouTube. If you want to make a channel and you want to start maybe possibly making money and you're curious as to how much it may be, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not as much as you would think. However, I think the viewer support is really where the revenue shines. So let's take a quick peek at like some of the analytics that I have here. And if you notice, in terms of my channel, I have over like 272,000 views. Majority of those views come from shorts. YouTube has been really pushing that whole shorts thing, especially this year. I think they changed the way they monetize it and whatnot. It's a different era of YouTube right now. I think shorts feeds will probably be the bulk of the majority of our views, especially of those of you who actually do make shorts content. It's a good pool to tap into because you'd be surprised on how much you can make, and it doesn't hurt to kind of like split up the ways in you making content. I do all three, right? I do long form, shorts, and live streams. And technically, you could argue fourth if you want to throw in the podcast, but I think YouTube counts it as regular videos, but it's like a separate category, so I guess you could argue four. So over the last year, I put here in the last 365 days, YouTube saying that the total amount of ad revenue that I made is $151.46. Again, that's to this day, I have 272,000 views, majority of which come from shorts. That's over 1 year span. Now, to some of you, that might not be much. To a lot of you, that may be more than you expected. I think it's a decent chunk of change. I mean, that can fill up my gas tank for 2 months. It's all relative, right? If you're going to be playing games anyway and you're going to be streaming them, and this is how much you're going to make while you're actually having fun, I just see this as nothing but a plus. However, let's be honest, in today's economy, this isn't going to pay your bills. So you genuinely need a passion for this stuff, especially if you're starting at the level that I'm at. However, I'm not going to sit here and be ungrateful for the amount that I've made. I think that's amazing. Personally, this is just my opinion, but your opinion can be subjective and different than mine. I'll totally respect it. Just wanted to be transparent and let you guys know that it may not be as much, or maybe it was more than you expected. However, let's be honest, this isn't paying the bills. Where it does is the viewer funding. Now, the viewer funding has been absolutely incredible. Super chats, the gifted memberships, the memberships. Sometimes super thanks have been dropped in some of my videos, super stickers. I think YouTube Premium is a separate ad revenue source that you can make. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it is part of it. I think that would fall under YouTube ad revenue, and I think that's just amazing that you can make as much as I have at this point. and to give you guys some relative context onto why it's so impactful, even if it's just $1, right? It can make such a big impact and put us creators, smaller creators, I should say, way ahead of the curve to where we should be. So again, like, I shouldn't be making as much as I'm making here. I'm going to pull up one of my most popular shorts here. It's got 3.4K views. It's a short when I was actually talking about the Fall Guys community and how, you know, it's the content creators that have been pushing it and keeping it afloat, in my opinion. So I got 3.4K views on that. 6 subscribers, and the estimated revenue that I made from it is only 20 cents. Maybe not as good as it should be, but the fact that even if you donate $1 is more than what I would make from this short already puts me ahead of the curve, right? My views would have to be like over 10K to even make $1. So the fact that I'm only making 3.4K views, but yet some of you guys donate $1 to sometimes more, it puts me ahead as if I'm making that many more than 10K views. Even though I'm only making 3.4. I'm not saying this to make you feel some type of way or guilt trip you or beg for money, right? I'm just letting you know that every contribution that all of you have been making lately has been helping me and motivating me to keep going, because it helps supplement what I could be making versus what I actually am. So it's super helpful. Even if it's just $1, guys, it counts clearly, especially towards us smaller creators that are still learning, growing, and getting our feet wet on what exactly we want to do. Now, I'm going to be honest, like, my content could be a lot better. I think my most viewed short was like me just like posting a Fall Guys code, like very low effort, wasn't even trying. One of my highest viewed videos is actually me doing a playthrough of a very creepy game that we're not going to talk about, but I think it's just funny that a lot of you enjoyed that video. Let me know if you want me to play another one, but you know, it's kind of amazing how much impact these donations and memberships can give you. So if you're a smaller creator, the moment you get it, I highly encourage you, especially if you're starting your footing and you're actually getting a solid community around you, especially if you're a live streamer here on YouTube, highly encourage you to turn on memberships. I highly encourage you to incentivize it and appreciate every super chat you get, man, because it's making you a lot more than we deserve. Let's be honest. A lot of our content is not as good. Most of the people that are high in the sub count range, like 60K more, usually their content reflects that. There's actually like a quality to them. Me, myself, I got a lot of work to do, guys. In terms of me changing my content from this year forward, like I'm looking to actually hire an editor so I can actually put more long form videos out there. Because in my opinion, for what I'm learning so far and for what I'm seeing, YouTube streaming is kind of weird. I don't really know exactly how it gets pushed out. But what I do know is content is king. That's the main thing that's going to get recommended on people's feeds. That's the main thing that's going to get recommended on people's homepages is videos. What I've noticed personally is that a lot of the times when people come to my streams is because they're actually looking for Fall Guys live content. They actually search it. That's what pops up, and that's where the majority of my viewers come. In terms of like home screen recommendations, I don't think YouTube really recommends a lot of live streams unless it's someone you're already subscribed to. It's the content that's going to get pushed out, guys. So if you're looking to start, if I had to go back and change things, I would have started making content first before I started streaming. I think it was just God's plan for me that someone actually came to my stream, and it gave me the drive to actually do it, because I tried live streaming before and I didn't understand it. So I thought that you could just go live and people just come, and it doesn't work that way. You got to be able to market yourself in different ways, and I think content is king. I think that's the best way to do it. So hopefully this helps some of you. If you do decide to get into live streaming, I would consider at the very least getting started with some type of shorts form content if you can help it. You know, there's a misconception out there that like a lot of the subs are just not really reliable. That's not true, guys. A lot of the people that watch shorts or long form videos, most of them, that's not the only type of content they watch. So most people don't just watch shorts or don't just watch videos. It's usually a mix. So don't count it out. I would highly recommend that you do something. A short video where you just have a funny moment, or a shorts of a funny moment. It's better to do something before you start live streaming, because then you can garner some sort of like audience that you can pull from that's watching you already. I know a lot of people that actually push shorts and go live at the same time, because as they're watching the short, they can see that you're live and potentially click over. There's a lot of different ways to skin this potato, but content is king. I'm going to be honest about that, guys. I think that's the best form of getting yourself out there to actually garner some type of audience. Absolutely every big streamer that I know has made some type of content, or they just been doing it for so long that eventually the clips and things that come from that live stream got put out there, and that's how they get discovered, you know? Some type of crazy funny moment or interesting moment, or they set some type of record and people are looking into it and they end up finding them. So don't be afraid to branch out. Don't be afraid to go to TikTok or other forums out there. Don't be afraid. I know Twitter is actually starting to really get into whole like pushing people's videos out there, so that may help as well. But to close it out, in conclusion, I really do think content is king, and that's why I'm focusing on it now. I want to make a lot more. It's going to mostly be variety games. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't really play Fall Guys off stream like that. I play a lot of other games. Recommend you do the same, but hey, man, if all you play is Fall Guys and it makes you happy, like that's okay too. So anyways, guys, that's just giving you some perspective on how much all this helps. This helped you see the bigger picture here. I guess my final note would be like, don't let the numbers make you feel like you're less of a creator. It's all a journey. Everyone's is different, right? Some people blow up overnight and they don't really have the content to represent it. And some people grow very slow and they just slowly work into it. So it just depends. Hey, some of you are talented and you can blow out of the water with some of the best content out there and you blow up, and I wish you nothing but the best. And that's amazing if that happens. But for the majority of us, you know, we're still navigating this space in terms of like historically. This is still relatively new. I mean, television has been out way longer than YouTube has, so this is still early, guys. So don't be afraid to at least get your foot wet, play around with it, and just post something. Post anything you can. I think even now with the community tab, you could just post pictures. I mean, you know, there's a lot you can do. Don't be discouraged. Even if you feel like your content may not be at the best, you can totally get there. I highly recommend that you have some supplemental form of income, meaning like you have a job first so that you can fall back to. Although we personally interviewed people who went all in on this with that type of determination. That's what you're going to need to succeed here. You need passion for this, guys, especially if you want to make it full time, because as you can see, you ain't going to be making much. So it has to be passion. It's a lot like an artist, right? Like when you first start as an artist, you're not really going to be known. So you have to put your work out there and you got to be passionate about what you do, and maybe you can get a name. It's kind of like that. So I'm not saying it's the same thing, but point being, you just really got to have passion for this, because again, it ain't all about the money. Like, at least for me, and at least in terms of like gaming content, I know it's difficult to break into. So hope this helps. And again, thank you so much, guys, all 2,000 of you who did subscribe. It's very motivating to see it happen, especially during a charity stream that I was doing, which was fascinating. A lot of people may think that, oh, well, you're doing Fall Guys content, so you got to be stuck on there. But it's like, here I am. I was experimenting like I am as a younger creator in this space. I'm saying young as in me, like being active on YouTube. I've only been doing it for a year, but you know, I experimented and did a little charity stream with a different game, and that's when I hit 2K. A lot of people were rating me and trying to get me up there, and the community support has been amazing. I'm super convinced, at least right now at this point, people believe in you and they appreciate you and they see that you're a genuine person. They'll support you, man. And I've been getting that a lot. A lot of people really wanted to see me get to this 2K mark. We're on to more, and I'm going to step up the content, but it's just like, I feel like at this point, after a year of making content, I feel like people are starting to see that I am who I am, and I am who I say I am, and that they believe in the vision that we have for this channel. I'd love to help out more people. I'd love to increase our charity amounts. There's a reason why I did that video calling out the community, because I want everyone to get involved and feel good about changing the world. And that's part of my vision on this channel too. Have some fun, post some cool games, have some interesting conversations, and just help people that need it, you know? I think that's the main focus of this. We have an awesome community, an awesome Discord community. Comments have been very active. You guys seem to really enjoy the last podcast I did with Lady Yugi. I think she's down to do more, so that's going to be really cool. And yeah, that's the main topic that I wanted to discuss. Like I said, guys, every penny counts. Every like, every view, all of it. And even if it's just a couple cents, hey, a couple cents becomes $1. I collect pennies, okay? I have a piggy bank. I collect cents. I collect quarters. I collect everything, because eventually that all can be turned into something awesome. And with all the donations and fan funding that I got, I was able to actually upgrade my rig and actually make content like I'm doing right now. So I'm sticking to what I'm saying, guys. And I highly encourage you to do the same. And this can go for not just content, but life in general. Just be genuine and people will support you. Yeah, of course, there's going to be people that are snakes. There's going to be people that betray you or stab you in the back, and that's life. But for every one person that does that, there'll be 5 more that believe in you and that'll support you. Most people are pretty good with that, especially if they come from genuine backgrounds, and you'll usually attract what it is that you are. If you're toxic, a liar, and you mess around with people and you just treat them like crap, you'll probably have that same kind of community. But if you put your foot down, you stand for something good, you have good morals, you'll attract those same people too. And you'll be pleasantly surprised how many of them are out there. So yeah, that's my spiel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you hanging out. If you subscribe from this video, let me know. I'm curious to meet you. I'm curious to know how you found this video, if you did. And let's have a conversation in the comments. Like always, I'm willing to talk to anyone about anything, just like I do on my podcast. So look forward to seeing you guys here very soon, hopefully on Wednesday. I got a nice surprise for you guys of who we're going to be playing with. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.